Crown Point, welcome to your first online expo class. So I picked a few pieces of pizza for us to draw. You can see these images. I'll be sharing them with you in the post. And I thought we'd do some cartoon pizzas because I love pizza. All right, so if I'm going to start drawing my pizza guy, like any good cartoon, I'm going to want to start with some big eyeballs. Now you can work on all sorts of different eyeballs that you might like. But right here, I'm just going to make one circle and another circle right behind that. You see, I can't see through that, so they're next to each other. I'm going to go ahead and in the middle, I'm going to decide where he's looking. Where's my pizza? Is he looking over here? Or is he looking that way? Is he looking down? Is he looking up? Maybe my pizza guy is going to be looking up. So I'm going to draw a circle and another circle on the inside. Now here's my trick with eyeballs is I'm going to draw another circle inside. I'm going to go high. And then I'm going to fill in the rest of those eyes. So now you can see his eyeballs look like they're going that direction. I don't think pizza has a nose, but then again, I don't know if pizza has a mouth. So I am going to go ahead and give this guy a big smile, like he can't wait to get eaten. So there's the top of his smile. At the end here, we're going to do a curved line and maybe give him a little bit of a cheek. That curved line, now we're going to start a little bit recessed, and we're going to come down, and we're only going to come down to about the middle of his eye. Now we got to give him a tongue and the bottom of his mouth, so we're going to go ahead and do another lump. That's the bottom. This is bottom lip. And now he's got a tongue in his mouth, and we've got to just make his mouth end. So I am going to go back to about here and draw that line up, and now I'm going to go ahead and fill this all in. If yours looks different, that's just fine. Your mouth might be different than mine. Your mouth could be the same as mine. It doesn't matter. Because we all know we get better when we practice. And even if I was to draw this again, it wouldn't always be the same. So now I can give him some eyebrows. It's going to look like boomerangs, right? So it's like almost the start of a triangle and then another partial triangle off of it. And we're going to go ahead and fill those guys in. All right, so now we've got it. Now we have his face. We started on the inside. Now we got to move outside. And so my guy, I'm going to look at one of my other pictures. Oh, there's some drippy cheese on some of these. Some of the guys have pepperoni. Some look like they have green peppers. Kind of like the drippy cheese look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by kind of drawing a little bit of a line. Mine's going to be kind of just light and dashed. And this is going to be kind of like the edge of the pizza. And it looks like it's kind of curving, right? And I think that pizza is going to go about there. So it doesn't have to be a complete line. That's what they would call an implied line. You can see a line there, but it's not all the way there. It's fragmented. And so we've got to give him the crust. Now I'm going to do a solid line up top here. So I'm going to make this a real line, solid line here. And we're going to loop back like that, make that arc. After I make that arc, we're going to start. And you see why I'm making these lines curve like that is just the cheese is melted into that crust there. So it's not going to be totally solid. And then we're going to arc the top of them. And now we have to repeat these same lines from here. So you see it's kind of like a tube or a cylinder in there. But of course, that's just the delicious crust. And now I'm going to start doing that drippy cheese. I'm going to start kind of connecting these. And maybe not all the cheese is dripping. Do you see it kind of coming back into that line and leaving that line? I don't always have to touch it. It also should have like some thickness to it. Or you could have layered oozy cheese. And just keep making those drips. I'm going to want to probably add some toppings so I could start thinking about that, um, especially if they're going to run to the edge of this other side. So this other side is going to be just flat since I can't see the other side. I can't see where that cheese is dripping over on that side. And we've got to really decide right about now, where's this going to go? Where's this go? And these are going to have to come together, right? Because this is how they cut the pizza. So it wouldn't be complete without his toppings. Now, one of my pictures that I used as a reference is really good pepperonis. I'm going to kind of copy the way those look. I'll put it back on the screen for you guys. But these pepperonis, it's the one that doesn't have a face is the picture I'm talking about. And you can see these pepperonis, they kind of sink in to the cheese. So there's like this fold of cheese before it. And then they kind of have shapes. Some of them have these nice little kind of expression lines. And, since I like pepperoni, I'm going to give mine a few dots because that means there's goodness in there. And so maybe I'll have another little lump of cheese and a big old pepperoni laying down like that. And you see it kind of lays, it's long this way and it lays down into that cheese. I'll kind of give it one of these lines, like maybe there's a lot of grease hanging out in there. I'm going to do maybe another cut one, like one that got cut off by the pizza cutter. And whatever you do to one, you kind of want to keep similar flow kind of going with those things. Maybe I'm going to have another one that got, maybe it's like flipped up. I see one in this example. That's not too bad. And if this is any kind of pizza with a face, he's going to need some cartoon legs coming out. And I assume I might see part of a leg over there. Give him the top of a shoe. Give him a big old shoe. And maybe I'd see the bottom of that shoe over there. And that is my pizza man. So once you have that drawn, you can go ahead and add some more drippy cheese on here. Yeah, really, there you go, expression lines. And that is the story of how to draw the pizza man. And so you guys can go ahead and color that guy in and hang that thing on the fridge.